And welcome back, race fans. And we are back here again tonight. And this time it is with the Roughneck Racing Truck Series. Xfinity, sorry. The Roughneck Racing Money Madness Xfinity Series out here tonight at Talladega. We're back again, Kevin. How we doing?
Man, super excited. We just saw some super tight racing over in the Super Speedway Kings, and I know it's going to continue here with Roughneck. This is a great group of guys. Looking forward to it, Luke.
Yeah, it's an exciting one out here, Kevin. And just a reminder, as always, we do have our two heats here tonight before we do our main event. And going through with that one, Kevin, I believe you have the grid for our first heat race. You want to go and take that one away?
Yeah, and how about on your pole, none other than Matthew Baker, and on his outside is going to be David Flanagan. That second line is going to be Nick Seipel and Garrett Maines. Third row is going to be Cody Neagles and Ethan Collier. Fourth row is going to be James Wagner and Trevor as we're now looking to continue his success. Then it's going to be Chris, the Big Roos Walker, and Daniel Falkingham. Your 11th row is, or your 6th row is going to be Nathan Harper and Michael Wingo. Then it's going to be Malik Ray and Dylan Jones. Nash Brambilla and Chris Melton, and rounding it out is going to be Matthew Patton and Kenneth McCullough Jr.
And a very, very strong first heat out here tonight, Kevin. And I think it's going to be quite an exciting race out here tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, and I've got to agree. I mean, a lot of these names we've said we've already interviewed, and we only interviewed the top 3 finishers, so, really goes to show that these guys can get it done when it matters. And I think we're going to see a lot of guys up there in the front at different stages of this race.
Yeah, no doubt. And let alone, these Xfinity cars are fun as hell. I mean, very smooth, very easy to control, but they still get up there in the speed. So some very, very fun vehicles the drivers are in out here tonight. Already seeing Baker's mom in the chat. What's going on, Miss Baker?
Yeah, and I'm really excited for Xfinity. I know a lot of people, are a little indifferent to Xfinity, can do without, but I think they not only look great, they also feel great when I'm in the Xfinity cars in some of these events. So, super excited to get this going. Usually we're doing trucks, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I have to agree with you there. I gotta ask Kevin. Between all the different kind of Xfinity cars out here, which one's your favorite? Just in terms of makes.
between all the Xfinities, or
Yeah, between all of the Xfinity cars.
well, obviously the Chevy.
What'd you say?
Chevy.
Yeah. Sorry. One more time. What'd you say?
No, go ahead.
But regardless, the pace car is going to be going in out here. We're going to be going green out here for the first time tonight with the Roughneck Racing Money Madness.
Yeah, and as we go around for the last time of pacing, it's going to be green once we hit the restart zone, and it's going to be the command of Matthew Baker. And here we go, racing for 50 laps here in the RNR Money Madness Series. Green, green, green.
And actually, it's going to be 10. 10 to go out here.
Oh, Heat 1, here we go. Luke?
Got a little excited.
You sent me the grid, and I was like, damn, we only got 18 cars tonight. Completely forgot we had the heat races, so here we go. Heat 1. We gave you the grid for Heat 1. And, how about Nick Seipel making a run on the outside and getting it done? 10 to go.
Already started.
No pit stops. That really makes me a little bit less confused, Luke. I can't lie. First thing you said to me tonight was, we got a full house. And then, I saw the grid was 18 cars, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Now, Kevin, we actually got about double that out here tonight. It's going to be, I believe, I think we have a mark over 40 drivers. I think. I might be mistaken. We might have about 37, 38, but it's damn near close to 40. So, packed field out here tonight for the main event. It's going to be it's going to be absolute chaos out here with this many drivers. So, I know I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I saw all these stacked names, and I didn't even think that this could be half the field. I thought for sure that these are going to be all the big names that we saw, but, come to think of it, we are missing some, but regardless, this is our first heat of 2, and Matthew Baker and Nick Seipel are holding those front 2 lines with breeze as the third line is starting to form, and we're at 9 at Talladega in your Heat 1 race.
They're already making that third line work early. I mean, with it being a heat race, obviously they're going to be testing it early, but at the same time, they almost jumped that third line almost immediately, trying to get a sense if it's going to be working out here tonight, testing things around here early to just really get a feel for what the main race feel like.
Yeah, and that third line is just about caught up, and that's going to be led by the number 39 of Ethan Collier.
I'm not too sure if there's a relation between him and our CMS companion there, Tim Collier, but
we'll have to ask.
Yeah, we'll have to ask maybe later on. That'd be kind of cool. It's getting shifty up there near the front. All the lines they come together there for a second, made it single wide, but then they fan back out, kind of rearrange the order there. It's going to be Eagles in the lead on the inside line with Nick Seipel on his outside.
Yeah, and how about the boss James Wagner running up there in the front? He's going to be on your inside line in a great-looking purple scheme that we haven't seen much of in the past.
Yeah, look at that.
Definitely a cool car out there, but, regardless, we're 7 to go. It's been super clean so far. The Jack Shack 31 mobile of what I would assume is David Flanagan. Can't really tell. I think that's technically him.
David Flanagan, yep. I believe that's David Flanagan, yep.
That's another cool scheme out here.
Yeah. Oh, and Wagner sideways.
Wagner turned, and that's going to collect Malik Ray.
Oh, man. Caution flags out, and we're wrecking early.
Also going to take the 39 of Ethan Collier into it, but a 4 or 5 car mix-up there is going to be our first caution of the night.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back here and watch that one back. It happened quick out here, Kevin. We're going to probably just hop to the overhead here and take a look. They're coming around the exit of turn 4. Seems like the number 1 tries to stuff the inside. The number 1 is trying to make the pass on the outside. And I don't think Wagner saw him. I don't think Wagner saw him making the transfer on the inside, and he just came down into him. Wasn't expecting that, car to be making it 4 wide out here, and just comes down into the number 1 behind him. I believe that's Malik Ray.
Yeah, and that's going to collect a couple more there at the end, but
it's going to collect Dylan C. Jones. That's going to collect Matthew Patton. I'm seeing Malik Ray, obviously. Ethan Collier. Kenny McCullough was involved in that as well. Let's maybe go back and look at the onboard of Malik Ray and see what that looked like from his perspective there.
Yeah, and I'd also like to add in a little bit unrelated. Devin and Danny, if you want to put a little fiver on a driver, go ahead and hit my line on the DMs. Always down to do that, but yeah, he just nowhere to go for Malik Ray. Tail end.
They hold it together though, for the most part.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to because I don't think we have a fast repair out here, Luke, and that really changes things.
Yeah, I don't think so in these heat races. I think it's just straight driving, but I do believe all of the drivers out here on the heat race anyways are going to make it through. So, I mean, realistically, it doesn't matter if you're in the back of the pack, but that is obviously going to affect where you start in the main event. So, definitely unfortunate to be in the back here and getting involved in these wrecks, but not really the end of the world.
Yeah, and to add to your point that we don't have a fast repair in the heat races, I'm reading that we don't have one in the main either, so that's really going to set the tone for the night. It's going to have to be clean racing. There's no other way for a lot of these guys, because you want to keep it a full field, but definitely going to shake things up.
Yeah, I believe, like I said, we're going to get tested here early, Kevin. It's already looking, I mean, that first one wasn't too bad, but it obviously collected quite a few vehicles. Obviously, it's the heat races, so I mean, it's always a good run. It's always some hard racing early, but at the same time, it maybe gives us a little bit of a taste on what things might be like here for our main event. So, do you think we're going to see a lot more wrecking here tonight, or do you think it's going to be fairly clean? I know for the most part, it's usually pretty clean out here in these races, but what are you foreseeing here in the main event so far, Kevin?
Well, I mean, I think we're going to see some incidents. It's 50 laps. These guys are going to get squirrely. They're going to get restless. I think it's going to happen. I think it's a matter of how many it's going to collect when it does happen. Hoping, since there's no fast repairs, that these wrecks are kept to 2-3 car incidents if they were to happen. Realistically, these cars are going, what, $190? I can't really see these being small incidents, so I think we're just going to have to, wait and see how big these wrecks become, and how many cars get across the finish line on the lead lap tonight.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely going to be a question of perseverance out here for sure tonight.
Yeah, Luke, if you want to go ahead and just double check in the race settings that there is no fast repair. On the flyer there wasn't, but as we know all too well, that's not always.
Currently it
Yeah, fast
shows
repair
none.
limit 0.
Now
We'll
that's
also check on the main event though.
yeah. I was about to say
because
we'll check back in between when the main event starts, because I mean that is obviously that could change.
yeah, I think with Roughneck we haven't done fast repairs. Not 100% sure, of course, but
As far as I remember, I don't
a good
think
80.
So yeah.
How about Nick Seibel making it work so far? Starting P3, he's led a lot of these laps.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a good strong run for him early, but then again, Cody Neagles, he's one of the guys we never seem to stop talking about. He's always up there near the front. He's gonna be running lead on that high line.
Yeah, and Luke, I'm really trying to think. What are some of the big names that we're waiting to see in this next heat race? Because as you take a look at this grid of 18 cars, it seems like it checks off a lot of those boxes.
And, I don't want to spoil it too early, so I'm thinking we keep it hush hush until we actually hop into the main event here. But it's definitely some strong other drivers, so we're in for a treat. And just kind of looking at some of these cars as they're going to the back straightaway here, I'm noticing Matthew Baker has a bent up rear right bumper. We'll maybe go ahead and hop to the rear of him. Yeah, you can see right there. He's got a bit of a bent up rear end there on the inside line right there. Look at his right rear quarter panel. That thing's bent up pretty good. So definitely could affect his aero here on these back straightaways. But it's going to be 3 to go when we go by. So it's going to be a bit of a dash anyways.
Yeah, and a little bit more news about Matthew Baker. Get our chat a little excited. He's actually going to be our onboard driver of the day. So we're going to be taking looks at him and his driving style, a few different times throughout the night.
Yeah, but regardless, pace car is going to be going in, and I believe we'll be going green this time by. Yes, we will. It's going to be the command of Nick Seipel.
3 to go with the command of Nick Seipel. Here we go, Luke, racing once again at Talladega. Green, green, green.
And yep, we are green for the second time in our first heat race of the evening. So far, a lot of very strong racing out here, and with only 3 laps to go, I expect to see that third line almost instantly, and I expect to see it ran pretty hard. And they're already peeking at it. How about Nick Seipel leading charge here? They're kind of single file up there, but yep, there's the drop, and Matthew Baker's going to be clear on the inside with Cody Neagles behind him. They're going to get a good run. And now Matthew Baker's going to be the race leader. But there's that third line already starting to move. It's got a lot of support.
And Matthew Baker getting a good push from Cody Neagles, but they really don't have anyone behind them. So that inside line's going to get a little bit of speed with David Flanagan and Nash Bramboa. They've got some speed. They've got some momentum. How about that outside line with Garrett Maines? Oh, and we're wrecking in the back with the 2 to go. It's going to collect 2 cars. We're going to stay green here. James Wagner involved, but aside from that, it looks like it's just going to be him and Falkingham. The rest of the crew is going to be still in the lead pack. We're going to stay with our leaders with 2 to go. How about that third line? They're getting a huge run. That's going to be Trevor Asrenard, our earlier winner of today.
Is that it? Yeah, that is. Oh, but they're already peaking at 3 wide again. Unfortunate for James Wagner back there. He was involved in that one.
Yeah, Daniel Falkingham also not going to get a great finish due to that, but these guys can make it happen in the main event. Regardless, the white flag is in the air. We're 1 lap to go racing here at Talladega in your first heat, and David Flanagan is in first. Brambella's up there. How about Garrett Maines on the high line with Matthew Baker? With Malik Ray. They're making it work. It's gonna be this back straightaways where it's gonna be decided. The 75 car getting a little shaky. That's gonna be Nick Seipel, who's falling all the way to the back end. We're wrecking a little bit. Cody Neal splits the gap.
A lot.
They're going to keep it green here. This is the last lap. Might as well. Matthew Baker falls to the back. Cody Neagle's now to the front. He's got a push from Garrett Maines and Malik Ray. The three of them have a lot of speed. Nash Brambilla stranded. They go super high with Garrett Maines and Malik Ray. Cody Neagle's on the inside. Him and Garrett Maines. It's going to be a shootout. Neagle's stranded. It's going to be a cakewalk for Garrett Maines in this first heat as everyone is folding behind them. It's going to be him and Malik Ray. Garrett Maines wins your first heat.
And boy, oh boy, Kevin, that was a wild one. The seas just parted behind him. I mean, we saw an absolute wreckfest behind Garrett Maines.
Yeah, and you know, when they get out of line like that and try to get back in line, it don't work like that, you know. It's something else, and what we just saw is a direct display of that, because nobody could get back onto a line. They were all just fighting. They were drag racing, Luke, and you know, Garrett Maines won it.
Hey, that he did, but regardless, we're getting our second heat underway, and as we're waiting for the grid to go by, Kevin, I mean, that was an absolute exciting race there early on, Kevin. I mean, I know just watching these heat races, it always gets me excited for the main event every time, but it seems like every time they just get more and more exciting. I mean, that was an absolute wreck fest there near the back end of that. You know, right behind the first place finish there, the first heat race.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think there's any more excitement we could ask for in the second heat race, regardless of who's in it, because that was a nail-biter there at the end.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's the ending results of your Heat 1 race. It's going to be Garrett Maines taking the win. Malik Ray, Cody Neagles, Dylan C. Jones, and David Flanagan's going to be your top 5. But as quick as one ends, another is going to begin. Kevin, do you want to go and take the second grid?
Yeah, and you know, just a quick reminder that inside line, or that final results we just saw from Heat 1 is going to be the decider of the inside line for Heat 2, or for the main race. So those guys are going to be on the inside line, but enough about that. I'm going to go ahead and get started with this grid for your second race, as they're starting to pace around here at Talladega. How about on the pole being Michael Guest? Another world-class driver, another great driver. On his outside is going to be John Ward. Second row is going to be Asher Little and Landon Velicky. Third row is going to be Stephen Miles and Steve Sizemore. Fourth row is going to be Ethan Eckert and Kyler Wynn. Fifth row is going to be Matt Lee and Hunter Hastings. Then it's going to be Miles Bagley and Quentin Steinbach, followed by Freddie Vasquez and Daniel Eberhardt, Joshua McCullough and Sean Corbett, and rounding us out is going to be Tucker McClendon and Ambrose Knevel. Man, Luke, I spoke too soon. I said all the excitement is going to be in the first heat, and reading that one, I think I might be wrong. You know, these guys are... Whew, I mean, these are some stacked lobbies Wagner puts on here.
I said, man, it's... that's exactly why I wanted to keep it a secret, Kevin. It's a very, very strong field out here, as always, but it seems tonight we're getting a little bit extra. A lot of very big names out here. And, you know, quite a few names we saw even in our last race just a few moments ago. John Ward, he was one of the good front runners there for most of our previous race just a couple hours ago with Jimmy Crow. So I know he's looking probably for another shot at, you know, getting up here near the front runners again.
Yeah, and you know, Michael Guest, another one of those names that we don't talk about too much. We haven't seen him in many of our broadcasts. I know he's a very good driver. He's another one of the eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series drivers. So that's another guy to look for. Don't let Michael Guest slip your mind.
Yeah, like we always keep saying, man, a lot of very strong names out here, but and also a lot of very familiar names. But this is only going to be our second heat race of the night. The pace car is going to be in. It's going to be the command of Michael Guest and John Ward on the front line. Michael Guest, a little bit of blinking there, it seems, but we're going to jump to the starter cam as they're going to be slowly creeping up to that Geico delayed restart.
Yeah, and another 10-lap shootout. No time to wait. Here we go. Green, green, green. Led by Michael Guest and John Ward. They are too wide and they are going through the gears. We're green here at Talladega in the RNR Money Madness Heat 2. John Ward on the outside. He's getting it going. Michael Guest on the inside. They're both going up through the gears, getting up to maximum speed in these Xfinity cars. How about Asher Little and Landon Velicky giving the pushes? They had both very good qualifying laps to get themselves up here in the second heat. A little bit of blinking, though, from Michael Guest. He's going to drop to the back. Smart move. Definitely what you want to see. Maybe sort out his internet problems before the main event. Everyone's making it to the main race, so good on him. But how about John Ward now able to cycle in and get the lead on the inside line? That's going to give the command of the outside line to Stephen Miles, and third line is really coming, and they're coming fast, Luke.
Yeah, and there they go. Oh, they're wrecking! And the wreck happens early out there. I see 3 vehicles involved. And there's the caution.
Yeah, and that's going to be your first caution.
Hunter Hastings involved. Joshua McCullough. I believe Nebel was involved. Miles Bagley was involved. Kyler Wynn as well, one of the involvees. An unfortunate first yellow out here. And we're going to have to go back and take a look at how that one happened. Bit of an awkward push by the 92, and the 9 feels some rebound as well and comes into the 87, I do believe. Unfortunate there, and it happens early, so no fast repairs. It's going to be very interesting to see who all takes into the pits here and who is going to be unfortunate. You know, maybe a little too heavy a damage for some of these drivers. We'll have to wait and see. You know, Kevin, it seems like on the last race, it didn't happen. It didn't happen very early on in the last race. It seemed all of our big incidents seemed to happen late on, but or in our first heat race. But it seems like in this one, it's happened a little bit sooner.
Yeah, and you know they got at it fast out here, and we saw that third line open up on the backstretch of the first lap. I mean, just about immediately. You could tell these guys came to race. They didn't come to drive double file and, you know, push the guy in front of them. They want to make up positions, and they know it's got to be fast.
Yeah, no doubt. It's definitely an exciting one here early on. Everyone just trying to get their positions in order here, but it's going to be interesting to see how this one shapes up here later on. A lot of these drivers having to go into the pits there. I'm looking at Kyler Wynn, Hunter Hastings, and Miles Bagley, just to name the 3 that are in there currently. Joshua McCullough seems to have made his way out. We'll go and look back here. And yeah, he made his way back out of the pits. Good on him for making his way out. He was involved there, but manages to stay in this race. You know, we're pacing around here for the second time. I do believe we'll be going green this time by. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin, but John Ward's still up here in the front runners. Asher Little, Landon Velicky, and Stephen Miles. Definitely 4 drivers we usually see up here and are no strangers to the lead. I have a feeling these guys are going to be battling it out early on here.
Yeah, and you know, look, I'm getting a little distracted. You know how I am.
I see that.
You know how I am.
Oh well.
But anyways, back to the race. Appreciate you taking over there for a second as I
Getting your bets aside.
waged.
You know, you got to get your
But
bets aside early.
what do you think about my pick?
Who did you take there? I didn't. Oh, you're taking mains.
Yeah.
All right, definitely not a bad one. It's gonna be interesting to see how that one plays out for you, Kevin.
That it is. I know he's no driver to mess with.
And no doubt, but they're gonna pace around again out here. We'll be going green this time by. It's been an exciting one thus far.
Yeah, Luke, you gotta wonder, um, what position, do you want to get? What position are you content with going into the main race? Because the main race is 50 laps, which is a lot of racing, but at the same time, it goes fast. You don't want to start back in 36th place. So, if you're in one of these races, and, you're having an alright heat race, what position are you content with out here?
I mean, with such a long race, I mean, anything I would say 20 and above, realistically, just to keep you right in that middle sweet spot. You can kind of gauge if it's going to be a rough one, and maybe you want to drop back to the back and stay away from a danger zone if it's looking a little hairy, or maybe if things are looking a little rough in the back with draft wise, you can hang up with the main group. I think that middle spot's going to be the sweet spot to hang around.
Yeah, I've got to agree. I mean, starting up front is good, but it never seems to be. That's who ends up front. Enough about that, though. Pace car is in. John Ward and Asher Little are going to be on the front row. I think it's going to be John Ward with the command on the outside. I might be wrong on that. Regardless, they're
Ward
coming
on
to
the
the Geico
outside,
restart
Little on
zone.
the inside.
I got you. And we are green here at Talladega, racing with 6 to go here. And it's going to be an exciting 6. I can feel it.
And off we go. John Ward with a promising start there on the inside, or on the outside. He's going to drop down to the inside line now. He's going to take the lead.
Yeah, and how about Ward getting out in front of Asher Little? I think Ward actually had the command on that restart, and he opted to take the outside to make that move specifically. But Steven Miles on the outside now, coming with a lot of speed, and that third line's already starting to brew.
And that it is. They are already getting things working early here. John Ward's getting a promising start, but look who's there on his outside. Steven Miles. They're starting to get a decent run. Start closing around the tri-oval.
Yeah, and Steven Miles really making it work here. Ethan Eckert now up into the mix. John Ward still holding on to that inside line. And he's going to get a little bit of speed going into the turn, especially with Steven Miles dropping down in front of him. The 22 car Steinbach now giving pushes to Ethan Eckert on the top. They're shaking a little bit. Steven Miles got a little bit of an awkward bump. He's able to sort it out, though. Here comes the third line, Luke.
Yep, there they go, and what a surprise. It seems like every time we call a third line, there's a McCullough present. We are currently, I believe, looking, I believe we're looking, who is that, Joshua? Yeah, that's Joshua there. He's on the very back of that third line, but assuming they get a good run, he's right up there near the front.
Yeah, and they're running those first two lines super tight with each other. The third line seems to be a little bit freer, but really making it work down low is John Ward right now.
And it seems that third line's kind of dissipating. Only 2 vehicles up there on that third line now. It's going to be 3 to go this next time by. Asher Little with a promising run on that inside line. And through turns 3 and 4 they go. second and third line. There were a lot of vehicles up there for a second, and it's, I believe, 3 wide up, 4 rows back, and we're dipping below the yellow there for a second.
Yeah, how about that, third line making it work with the...
Ooh, we got a vehicle in the wall. The 18 goes hard into the wall.
Oh, that's Freddie Bassinez.
Tucker McClendon involved.
The double O of Tucker McClendon,
Steve
the number 8
Sizemore.
car of Steve Sizemore.
Landon Velicky involved as well. Kyler
Green,
Wynn. Oh, boy. That was a
Luke.
nasty one. Hello?
We're green.
What? We're still green? Holy shit. And Ethan Eckert's gonna still be in the lead. Sorry, folks. I was under the impression the caution was gonna be thrown as I see 4 or 5 vehicles involved. But that doesn't matter. We're still green out here. And it's 2 to go with the second heat race. Oh, we're wrecking again. Holy shit.
Oh, and there's no way they stay green on that.
More vehicles involved. Quinn Steinbach, Corbett's involved, or Corbett wasn't involved in that one.
I will be damned. Still green.
Holy shit, we're still green. I will be damned. We will still be green out here with 2 to go, and it's Steven Miles with the lead right now.
Man, and just like that, this race has turned into maybe, what, 6 guys that can win it? And, maybe 1 more in the back, but other than that, that just took out half the field, Luke.
Yeah, and it's going to be an exciting one here, as they're still bumping around here, and it is a...
Oh!
And Steven Miles almost gets turned wide, sideways,
coming
he
back
holds
up.
on.
In front of John Ward, he comes back up and makes it...
my.
And makes it up in pretty clean fashion compared to what we've seen out of the rest of these, but, we're on the final lap here, Luke.
And yeah, this is a, this race is definitely turned on its head here, and it's the final lap right now. And Steven Miles currently with the run on the outside line, or the inside line, and it's looking promising for him. That outside line is going to really have to change things up if they want something to work here. John Ward's starting to think about that second line, but Steven Miles goes up for it, has to come back down, and my. And it's going to be 3 wide now. John Ward's going for it. Steven Miles is going to get the push. It's going to be a close one here. Steven Miles is getting turned sideways. He's sideways, the C's part, and John Ward's going to cross the finish line here in first place.
And how about Asher Little stealing one as well? Both of them. John Ward went up to that third line, didn't get anybody to go with him, no draft, and it worked out, Luke.
My God, and what an exciting end to our second heat race, Kevin.
Both of them.
Holy shit. I am absolutely flared here for this main event here. And hell yeah, RNR Racing League, shake and fucking bake. That was amazing. And John Ward getting it done here. He's going to be, I believe, either your pole... I think he's going to be the pole leader on the outside line.
Yeah, he's going to be your outside pole sitter, but, wow.
I mean, just back-to-back exciting heat races.
I'm definitely surprised we stayed green there.
Yeah, me too, but regardless, I think that just made it all the more exciting there, and a good win there for John Ward, and he's going to be leading that that second line now. And as we're waiting to get the official grid for our main heat race. Wait, nope, never mind. Sorry. We are currently in a 2-minute warm-up, so they're going to be pacing.
Go to Velicky.
Yeah, they're going to be driving here for about 2
Nope.
minutes.
Go to Eckert or go to Velicky. No one does it like them in the practices.
I'm currently waiting for some drivers to get on the field.
I want to see people ramp.
Yeah, I know you do. Me too. That's why I'm waiting for them to make the field.
But yeah, I mean, super exciting heat races, both of them. Had us both on the edge of our seat there. I appreciate the words, Danny. We try our best out here. We get a little too excited, I can't lie.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's hard not to with the drivers such as these. I mean, just... when they put on shows like this, it's hard not to get excited.
Yeah, and the double O of, I think, Asher Little in the Scream car out here, putting in some laps in the 2-minute practice.
And it seems as though him and Bagley are going to be the only ones currently on the track. Seeing
And
Corbett
we
on
got
the
a
field. Baker hitting some shitties.
You think there's some technique behind the burnouts, Luke, or you think it's just practice?
Oh, there's definitely some technique behind it, Kevin. I mean, Matthew
No
Baker
one's got
showing us how
no
it's
one's got
done.
more burnout practice than Matthew Baker. I know he's a frequent winner in a lot of these races, and he really is showing us how it's done.
Hey, that he is, Kevin. And we're going to be getting things ready here for our second, for our main event out here tonight.
Yeah.
It's going to be an exciting one out here as we are getting the official grid over our way right now. Kevin, I mean, we saw two absolute exciting heat races, and I have a feeling it's just going to be absolute mayhem out here for our main event.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would agree based off what we just saw, but at the same time, these guys, I think they get scared of that little, 10 to go, 5 to go, that the spotter is always, drilling into your ears in these races. And I think they, just got a little free with it and try to get to the front in a hurry. I think with 50 laps, it'll be a little more settled in. We'll see a little bit more, slow pace racing, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the grid because we have a long one ahead of us.
Oh yeah, take it away, Kevin. Get your water too.
How about how about on the pole we have Garrett Maines, and on his outside is going to be John Ward. The second row is going to be Malik Ray and Asher Little. Third row is going to be Cody Nagels and Daniel Everhart. Am I saying the right one? Yeah, I am.
Yes, yes.
Then it's going to be Dylan Jones and Ambrose Knievel. Fifth row is going to be David Flanagan and Ethan Eckert. Sixth row is going to be Matthew Patton and Matt Lee. Then it's going to be Chris, the Big Roos Walker, and Hunter Hasting. Then after that, it's going to be Matthew Baker and Stephen Miles. Seventh row is going to be eighth row is going to be Trevor Aspinoff and Josh McCullough. Then it's going to be Ethan Collier and Quentin Steinbach. 10th row is going to be Nick Seipel and Sean Corbett. 11th row is going to be Daniel Falkingham and Tucker McClendon. 12th row is going to be Nash Brambilla and Michael Guest. Then it's going to be Nathan Harper and Landon Velicky. Michael Wingo and Steve Sizemore. Then it's going to be Chris Melton and Freddie Bassinez. James Wagner and Kyler Wynn. And rounding out the boys is going to be Kenneth McCullough and Miles Bagley. A 36 driver field.
And, I know you're going to probably have to take a good breath and a long drink after that one, Kevin. 36 drivers out here tonight. It's going to be a large field out here, to say the very least, and it's going to be an exciting one, no doubt.
Yeah, and it really surprised me, Luke, with how strict iRacing can be, that they let Chris change his name to the Big Roost. I don't know if that's an official thing or if it's you can change your name in the league. Regardless, I'm jealous.
Just looking here, I mean, taking a look at the actual listings of drivers here, I mean, we saw the name. I at least saw the name on the official listings, so I think they let him get away with it, and I absolutely love it. I think it's fucking awesome. Regardless, the pace car is going to be in, and our main event is going to be going on momentarily. Garrett Maines and John Ward with the jump. They're going across the Geico restart. And the official is waving the green flag in the air. Green, green, green. We're racing out here in the main event at Talladega with the Roughneck Racing. Here we go.
Yeah. Super excited, Luke. We got 50 laps ahead of us, and it is beginning as they're going up all the way to that fifth gear. And we are racing here at Talladega.
And off they go to an early start here. And they are flying. Look at all the vehicles out here.
Yeah, and if you don't... Oh, we are yellow.
And yep, we're already seeing a wreck go on. Yep. Oh boy, and we're seeing a wreck happen early. Many vehicles involved early on. And we get our first caution early out here, Kevin. We're going to have to jump back and take a look at that one. We didn't really have the best angle of that one when it happened. I know I wasn't expecting it to happen this early.
We were doing our lap one cinematics, and
yeah.
they got into it early.
Yeah, they got ahead of us, but We're going to have to jump over here and see what happened there.
And the last
Ooh, and I
message in
see
the
it.
chat is Danny Barnes saying, no yellows, let's go.
And I believe that happens up there near the number, what is that, 04 of Matt Lee. I believe, yeah, look at the number 04 and the number 12. The number 04 just gets a bit of an awkward bump, and oh boy. Or sorry, Matt Lee, yeah, or who is that? That's Nebel. That's Nebel.
Is that Ethan Ecker getting involved in the 12?
I believe, yeah, that's Ethan Eckert involved in
Yeah.
the 12.
That's going to collect the 3 car as well a little bit. Dude, 3's going to be Matthew Patton. So
just,
a little bit of a mid-pack shake-up, but, you know, maybe that 20 miles per hour under their max that they were going right there saved a couple of the cars. Who knows? Regardless, that's going to be our first caution of the night, first lap of the night, and it is going to collect 3 or 4. But the show must go on. They're gathered back up. Garrett Maines is going to remain in the front. John Ward fell 1 position. Malik gained 1 on it. But other than that, the field is about the same as we saw it, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just go and rattle off all the names I'm seeing on our overview here of all the drivers who were involved in that one. I'm seeing a crash indication by Matthew Patton, Ethan Eckert, Ambrose Nebel, Matt Lee, Trevor Azramouth, and Ethan Eckert as well. Again, it shows Kenny McCullough. No, he made it through. That was just a pass. I mean, it seems like that was all the drivers involved there. So definitely an unfortunate one early on, and I know it's kind of difficult to see right now. I believe our tower is a little bugged here, not really wanting to show us the positions, but currently it looks like positions 21 and back right now are all in the pits.
Yeah, and if you wouldn't mind, Luke, taking a look and making sure we don't have a fast repair on this main feature race either. I would assume it's going to be the same,
Nope, no fast repairs.
Alright, perfect. Keep it clean, fellas. Keep it clean, because it can be detrimental to your race out here. A night wasted, per se, if you get into one of these early races.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be catastrophic for some of these drivers if they're involved early on out here. It's things are going to get scary out here if we start seeing more incidents, Kevin.
Yeah, no doubt, Luke, but to your point earlier that or to your question earlier asking how many cautions you think we're going to have and how big of a wreck fest this is going to be, this isn't a great sign so far early on. This isn't the answer I gave you. I thought we were going to stay pretty clean for a good chunk of the race, but first lap mistakes are going to, you know, prove me to be wrong. Who knows though? We could see the green flag run from, you know, this lap to the end of the race. You never really know here at Talladega, and you never really know in these pay races either.
Yeah, you never really do, and it definitely makes things very interesting out here, and especially with as many drivers as we have out here tonight. I know we always see the Roughneck Racing Money Madness series is always a treat. These guys always getting things done out here and making it always an exciting race for us.
And your top 10 right now is going to be Garrett Maines, Malik Ray, John Ward, Cody Nagels, Asher Little, Dylan Jones, Daniel Eberhardt, David Flanagan, Hunter Hastings, Matthew Baker, and Chris "Da Big Roost" Walker.
I know you just love announcing that name, don't you, Kevin?
He wasn't even in the top 10. I just had to say it.
You saw him close and just couldn't help yourself.
I wasn't gonna cut it off with one in front of him.
And that's all right. We're getting a little rear bumper cam here of Garrett Maines, and currently looking back at John Ward right now.
Yeah, and you know, Luke, I know you're usually a Ford guy, but I also know that you bought the Supra on these Xfinity cars. You wanna talk us through the thought process there?
You know, just currently taking a look here. I actually, oddly enough, don't have it. Now, I'm not too sure how the hell that happened, but now I guess I don't own it. So
Which do you own, the Ford?
I own the Ford. No longer do I own the Toyota Supra. So
Well,
some confusing
definitely,
thoughts here.
you definitely have a Supra though. So the question stands: are you a fan of these Supras out here?
I mean, I always more tend to lean towards the Fords personally, but at the same time, I have been in a Supra before, and I will say they are pretty nice. I'm always an American muscle guy at heart, but my heart's open to some other manufacturers out here. Definitely don't want to count them out, but I do know I did overhear a little bit on Twitter and stuff that NASCAR might potentially be opening up the
Odd.
option for more vehicles. Yeah, for more different car manufacturers in the coming seasons. So maybe some other vehicles we'll see, and a little bit of contact there from Malik Ray and
Oh.
Garrett Maines early as the pace car
Oh.
is in.
I don't know if it was confirmed or if it was leaked, but I did hear 2026 Dodge is coming to the Truck Series. So if that's true, that's super exciting.
Oh, no
Regardless, coming to the restart zone, it's going to be the command of Garrett Maines, and we are green here at Talladega for the second time tonight in the main race. We have about 46 to go, and Garrett Maines and Malik Ray are going to be on that front line.
Yeah, and once again, not too sure what's going on with the tower right now. It's only showing us up to P18 for some reason, and whenever we get the split, it's just not wanting to show us any of the positions. So, unfortunately, we're probably going to have to lock onto our top 20 drivers here for most of the race out here tonight, but I will do my best to update you of any driver positions if you mention them in the chat.
Does it show the
It'll still show them. It won't show them it just won't show their positions for some reason.
Okay, I mean,
So I mean, we can still have it up there. It's just not going to show where they're at specifically. So if you're looking for any drivers that you don't see in the top 20, just ask us in the chat, and I'll give you a reading of where they're at. But we're 3 wide currently, and it's been clean so far. And yeah, I have to agree with Danny. The Supras do sound pretty good in the car, especially if they got a nice full system done to them. Those things can scream. But again, I'm always an American muscle guy at heart. But we're gonna be on lap 6 out of 50 out here. One caution already in and done. It's we've seen it happen early out here, Kevin. You think we're gonna see more cautions out here? Or do you think they're gonna, tighten things up, get things a little more clean here after that first one?
yeah, well, I really don't know, Luke. All I do know is that they're racing early here in this one, and Matthew Baker making it happen on the top line already, trying to get some speed going there. How about an onboard?
Yeah, might as well. We haven't cut to one just yet tonight, and I know it's going to be an exciting one out here, and we're gonna go ahead and jump on board the on view of Matthew Baker as he's going through turns 1 and on the exit of turn 2 right now on that far third line. He's getting a good run.
Yeah, that top line really making it work right now. You can see him gaining the speed, getting a little side draft and everything going on.
Oh boy, they are moving.
And they are flying up all the way past Garrett Maines.
Yeah, look at him go.
Line. And they're 3 wide at the lead as of now. Definitely interesting to see how that third line is working.
It's a little shaky.
It's a little shaky.
He's gonna hold it
Not quite
together,
sure how bad that contact was just from the in-car, but it seemed like Malik Ray able to settle it in, and that third line starting to dissipate in the turns as we see. But I'm sure they're getting excited for that back stretch, because that's where the speed's found usually on that third line. But how about the fourth line starting?
And I can't say I expected it this early on, Kevin, but we're 4 wide, what is that, 4 rows back here. And I'm actually going to have to probably swap to the overhead view here to really be able to see them here. And with such a big field, it's a lot of our camera angles out here won't capture very many of the vehicles, so probably going to have to change it up here with almost 40 drivers on the field out here tonight. A great turnout for the Roughneck Racing Money Madness series here on this late Wednesday night.
Yeah, and how about it? Matthew Baker making his way all the way to the front once again on that third line. Fourth line, though, into the wall.
Oh, 89's getting a little squirrely back there. Who is that?
89.
That's Trevor Asmanoff.
Dancing with that outside wall. just got sucked up into it.
Yeah,
Nothing he
that's
could really do
Trevor.
there. No room.
Unfortunate for Trevor. I believe our previous heat winner? Or previous race winner? What was it?
He was our race winner with SSK earlier
That's what it
tonight.
was.
Got a celebration in before coming out here, but good on him not to cause an incident out of that one.
They're still
That was
4
scary.
wide. But it's going to settle back to 3 wide, it seems. Matthew Baker with the lead on the outside line, Malik Ray on the midline, and John Ward on the inside.
And Freddie Basson has given some good pushes on that outside line to Matthew Baker. Matthew Baker
They're
probably
4
just
wide
looking,
now.
and Freddie gets a little stranded there in that fourth line, but Baker gets in front of his teammate, and Malik Ray gets in front of Cody Nagels. And we're 3 wide racing all the way through. John Ward making it work on the inside line.
How about Freddie Bassinez staying right next to these cars, despite, being out there on that fourth line only with one vehicle with him?
Yeah, really making it work. I see the 82 of
Kyler Wynn.
Kyler Wynn getting up there to give him a little bit of a helping hand. And here comes Garrett Maines on that line as well. So we're 4 wide racing out here, and it's a sight to see, Luke.
Yeah, no doubt. And I just got an idea from the chat. I just was reading a couple of our messages in there, and someone suggested possibly getting a mid-race interview. If we have any drivers in the chat possibly interested in getting in on something like that, definitely let us know. We would definitely be open to having a mid-race interview.
I think he was maybe saying that when we had Matthew Baker's stats up. I know Matthew doesn't hang out in any of these channels.
And maybe Miss Baker can give him a text and get us a mid-race interview. But they're still going to be 3 wide out here up in the front. Malik Ray, Matthew Baker, and Matt Lee going to be your three race leaders, or 3 in contention for the lead, I should say. And Tucker McClendon reading, he wouldn't be opposed to one. Let's see if he's in a channel right now. Hey, Tucker McClendon is as well. Do we want to go ahead and get Tucker in this
Yep, throw
one?
the onboard. I'll drag him on over.
Yep, currently just trying to find him. He's near the back.
He's texting and driving.
Getting it done out here. Let's get him in here.
Hey, Tucker, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
I gotcha.
Hey, you're running a little bit towards the back. You got some positions to make up, but you got the best view in the house. You can get out of the way when the incidents happen. How you feeling?
Yeah, these guys are just up there swinging dicks, and I'm just going to ride back here and enjoy the view.
Yep, that's all you can really do at this point. We got 50 laps, and I know it's not going to stay clean for, what, another 40 or so, but, a little bit of strategy. We always, kind of wonder, because we don't run a lot of these races, when is the move, when do you want to make that move?
I'll try to make the move up a little bit, as we get to hopefully green flag pit stops, and then see where everything comes out. And just kind of cycle back to the back again if we're all together, and then cycle to the front. It's just, I'm not all that of aggressive driver, and so there's no need to push it 4 wide on lap 13. So sit back here with Kenny McCullough, Josh McCullough, and Nathan, and enjoy the beautiful Talladega Super Speedway.
Yeah, and one more thing before we let you get back to racing. The texting and driving, is that a practice skill, or is that just something that came to you? Because that's pretty impressive. You're in the chat typing.
Oh, they're right in front of me!
Oh, shit! Hold it together, Tucker!
Oh, shit, don't come off the track!
Hold it together, Tucker!
Yeah, no.
There she is!
You can text and drive and drink and drive. That's the beauty of iRacing. What you can't do in the real life, you can do on the sim.
Yeah, and Tucker McClendon able to get through the wreck. We're going to have to go back and see what that one looked like. We appreciate the interview, Tucker, and good luck in the rest of this race.
No problem, thanks.
Nice car, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I don't mean to run it, but it's good.
That was Tucker McClendon. Got through the wreck. He's still in this one, but how about we go back and we take a look at how that one happened and who was involved.
And boy, I was wondering if something like that was going to happen. We were sitting on his onboard there for a while, and I definitely thought it was going to happen, and I believe they started to try to make the shift there for 4 wide. We're going to have to maybe jump to the chopper overhead here and take a look at that one. And it happens right around the number 5 of Miles Bagley. Or the 87, sorry, he's reading the 87.
Yeah, and I think Corvette's gonna get involved a little bit with the 87, and that's gonna loosen him up. And the 52, I think that's gonna be Chris Melton's gonna give the finishing blow there. But it was mid pack again, so a lot of the leaders still safe, and a lot of the guys in the back, like Tucker McClendon, able to keep it clean.
And it seems though Chris Melton.
Yeah, go back a little bit more, and you'll see. I think Sean Corbett got a little touchy there. A little bit more. Maybe not.
Yeah,
I thought I saw Corbett and the 87 bumping around a little bit before it all happened, but maybe not.
No, it looks like the 87 just starts to come down into the line. Doesn't really see that Chris Melton is there. Gets a little bit of contact there, and then decides to kind of swing down again, which is going to turn him sideways. We'll have to maybe zoom out here and maybe see what that situation looked like that caused him to force that low line. And go and maybe look at the zoom in.
Oh, and that's a hard hit for the 87 car.
Yeah, you
I
see.
just watched that one back.
Yeah, you see, he gums down a little bit there, and then he's got that car up there on his high side. He's kind of got he's in an awkward spot. He's in between the second and the inside line. So I mean, definitely a hard spot for him to be in.
Who is that in the 87? Right?
That's Miles Bagley. He reads as the number 5. We'll maybe go ahead and go back here and take a look at. We'll just take a look at the overhead of him. He goes hard into the wall there after the incident in real time. Turns sideways and just goes full force up into that wall, and the hood comes off. The front right tire gets knocked loose, and that's likely going to be a hefty time spent in the pit for him. And I don't believe he's even going to be able to. He's going to have to jump to the pits there and take the tow. As we jump back live. He's currently not reading in the race out here. I believe he is going to be reading out here along with Ethan Eckerts, Ambrose Niebel, Michael Wingo. Hold on a minute. No. We're reading a bunch of pits right now. But yeah, we are reading Bagley out. Niebel, I'm not seeing Niebel right now. But we jump back to our current leaders, and it's going to be Daniel Falkingham and Malik Ray are going to be your 2 front runners at the moment. You know, Kevin, 16 laps in, and we're already 2 cautions underway. You got to wonder, are these guys going to, tighten things up, or are they going to keep pressing on the exciting racing we've seen thus far and keep it entertaining?
Yeah, and I hate that you asked me this, because every time we've had this conversation, I've been wrong, and I want to say that they're gonna, clean it up a little bit. We got a good 13 laps in there. It wasn't bad racing, but it did come out fairly quickly again, so I think, I don't know, if we do end up getting a green, black pit, I think then we're gonna be, then we can consider it a good run.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll probably have to agree with you on that one, Kevin. Hoping they change things up and get it a little more safe racing out here. Maybe get a couple more green flag laps. And regardless, it's gonna be going green here with 16 to go. Pace car is currently holding the lead at the moment. And I mean, 2 of our highest-ranked drivers of the night, Daniel Falkingham and Malik Ray. Those are two of some of the highest safety rating ranked drivers out here of the night, Kevin. And I mean, I know we always say it every night. Safety rating doesn't always mean everything, but at the same time, it always, does weigh in heavily on the driver's abilities out here. And a lot of very high ranked drivers out here in the field in general, but it's definitely not a surprise to see these high ranked drivers up here in the front lines.
Yeah, and it's definitely not. I think all four of our top four are guys that we've interviewed, so just no surprise there. They run up front for the majority of these races and able to avoid contact by doing so. So it's kind of the rich getting richer, Whoever's the best out here is just able to finish better because they're able to avoid all these incidents because it's in the rear view. Regardless, in the Geico restart zone, Faulkingham Command, here we go. We're green at Talladega. We've got ourselves 33 laps to go. It's going to be an exciting one with Faulkingham and Ray on the front line. Gears through the turns for the first time back. For the third time tonight, we have 2 cautions under us, but regardless, it's been a fun race so far. Daniel Faulkingham is leading it on the middle line, but Malik Ray out there all alone trying to make it work. And really kind of making it work.
All alone.
Well, was kind of making it work.
Yeah, he is fading off fast. That just goes to show how quickly being stranded on that third line can get you. It'll send you right back in your place early.
Yeah, and it's an island out there when you don't really have any draft at all, and he's really going to fade off. But that's going to make Matthew Baker your leader right now, and Faulkingham's going to be in second, Nick Seipel in third, and Cody Neagles in fourth place. John Ward sneaking into a top 5 on the inside line. We know he's been running that inside line hot tonight. Exciting to see what he can do.
It seems as though Daniel Eberhardt there dipped below the yellow line there for a moment, but he keeps things held together, and we're going to keep going green out here. Danny, thank you.
And look, I'm actually just dumb as rocks, so I don't even remember what I said about 30 seconds ago, if you could remind me.
I couldn't tell you. We are doing the same.
Oh, I think he's got Malik on the
Oh,
wager.
does he have Malik on the wager tonight?
I think so. So, he's running back with one Garrett Maines now, but Matthew Baker.
But we know he's one to make his way back up. If anyone can get back up there to the front, it's going to be him. It's going to be Matthew Baker leading us off right now. He's going to elect to hold the low line.
But regardless, how about Nick Seipel? He's had a good run all night, it seems. We've been talking about him a lot. He's been running towards the front. Not much to show for, but regardless. How about 7th place, Michael Guest? He fell back to the back in the heat. He had to start towards the back. Let me see. He started P26. I don't know if you remember, in the first heat, he was having some internet issues, fell to the back of the line, and just went from there. He's now made his way back all the way up to P6. So a good little run for him.
Yeah, good on him to make his way back up to the front. And it's going to be 3 wide out here, and I believe Cody Neagles is going to be leading the charge there. Is that Cody Neagles?
It's going to be Nick Seipel on the inside. That third line charge is going to be led by Matt Lee.
Yeah, sorry.
So they're coming with speed. That's going to be him and Kyler, I think, up there on the top. Matthew Baker still holding that second line through the tri-oval. It seems to be the dominant one. Nick Seipel, though, down low, got a lot of speed, especially when you know he's going to get more coming into 1 and 2. And Matthew Baker's going to drop in front.
And 3 wide this early on, it's we're approaching the halfway point here. They've been holding 3 wide steady for some time now. They've even been running a 4 wide there for a little while. It did get testy when it went 4 wide, so I doubt we'll see too much of it until later on in this race, but it's definitely been tested early. as we take a look back down throughout the field. It's looking like it's too wide most of the way through here, all the way back to your back here. And we see a couple drivers off pace there. I believe that's going to be Collier and Asbernow. Unfortunate for them, but Matthew Baker currently taking a good lead here.
Please be advised that Ninth Gear Broadcasting is not liable for any side betting or wagers made during the stream. All such activities are undertaken at your own discretion and risk.
Good little discretion there, Kevin. Glad you said it, because I completely forgot.
Matthew Baker really making it work on the second line. But how about Falkingham? In the 21 car, I think we usually see the 39, so that mixed me up a little bit, but it's a good-looking vehicle. Garrett Main's making his way to the front on the third line. Wonder who wants him to win.
I have no idea, Kevin. I mean, who do you have on this one, Kevin?
Oh, and we're stacking heavy.
Oh, never mind.
I don't know what happened. It's something wrong with Neagles.
Yeah, but we're going to stay green out here. I see so far, yeah, it seems like everyone held things together except for Cody Neagles. Unfortunate there, but we're going to stay green, and Daniel Falkingham still leading the charge out here.
He might have ran out of fuel or something. I don't know. Couldn't tell you, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, tough to say. It's always a mystery out here, as obviously, you know, we're staying green out here. We can't really jump back.
Did you hear anything? I don't have the audio very high. Did it blow up or anything?
I didn't hear a thing. I really have no idea. If we go under caution, we'll have to go back and take a look at that one. But
it's definitely an interesting one.
Yeah, but regardless, we're still green out here, so we're going to keep things rolling.
And we're officially about halfway through this race. Matthew Baker leading. That second line's just now forming. They were super conservative after the checkup by Neagles. And it seems to be that they're finally starting to race again, getting all stacked back up together. But I was going to take Cody on the old wager, so good thing I didn't.
Yeah, I guess a good thing indeed. They're going to be rounding, turns 1 and 2, not 3 and 4.
We got one rounding 3 and 4.
Yeah. So it's John Ward on the outside. He's going to be clear now. Kyler Wynn there on the inside, and he's getting a little shaky there on that outside line. They're going to stack up a little bit, and it's going to give that inside line some room to breathe, and Kyler Wynn's going to get a good push up there on that inside line with Matthew Baker behind him. Matthew Baker now going to fan up to the top line, and he's going to be the race leader on the outside line. And there he goes. Maybe hop on an onboard here for a little while, and he's currently in the battle for first, as you know. He's currently a race leader. He's holding true on that inside line, and they are close on his bumper.
And we just saw an engine.
And that we did.
And you know, I know Mrs. Baker said something about military pass, but you can only assume all those muscles are from iRacing, right, Luke?
I mean, you know, iRacing and milk give you muscles, guys. I don't know whatever any conditioning coach or gym instructor has told you in the past, but it's clearly iRacing, milk, and carrots out here for some of these drivers that's getting it done for them. But Matthew Baker currently still holding on to the lead. Daniel Falkingham on his outside. And
and you know, as much as we'd love to get him in an interview, I don't know what call he's in, and the control panel I see for his camera there, I want to say he won't be able to hear me, and even if he would, we can't hear him.
Maybe under the next caution we can try to get him into a call maybe, but
I'm
as
trying
it
to see
stands, I
if
don't
he's
think we'll be
in
able
any of
to.
these. I'm not seeing any of the channels or different discords I'm in, but
Unfortunate, but maybe if we go under caution, we can get him in. But regardless, Matthew Baker's still your race leader. Daniel Falkingham trailing him. Look at John Ward. He's starting to get a good run on the outside line. John Ward's going to be your race leader on the outside line, but look at Matthew Baker. He's starting to get a good run.
and we're getting booed. Sometimes that's the way she goes, though, Luke.
Sometimes she goes, sometimes she don't, Kevin. That is the way she goes.
We got 20 to go here, and let's take a look at when these last pits were, Luke.
You know, just taking a look here, our current leaders all pit on lap 15, it seems, working our way back. It seems to be the reoccurring theme here. A couple laps 16 spread throughout there, but it seems like the majority of these guys pit on lap 15 out there.
According to Bob Pockrass, and we know how inconsistent that is, 36 to 40 laps on fuel. So with it being a 50% fuel race, we're looking at about 18 to 20. We're about at that 15 lap mark right now. So maybe in the next 5 laps, we're going to see some green flag pits here, Luke.
You know, one's got to wonder, but we still got a lot of racing left out here. It's still anybody's race. It's still going to be Kyler Wynn and Daniel Falkingham as your 2 race leaders at the moment.
How about Daniel Falkingham? He's run a lot of these laps in the lead out here. Him and Baker really have had control of this race. Things are going to shake up here when the green flag pits come. And who knows what strategies are going to be taken. I know we have about a 20-25 car lead pack still. And I think it's going to shorten once we see these pits here. The window is open.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to agree with you, Kevin. I think the pits are gonna happen here early. It's, I mean, you know, it really is tough to call out here. I mean, a part of me would want to
stretch as long as they can.
Yeah, because I mean, at the rate things have been going tonight, the cautions have been, they've definitely been there to say the least.
If they came in right now, they could make it to the end of the race with 0 green white checkers. The chances of that happening, 50-50. If they wait a couple laps, which I think they can afford to do, maybe wait 1 or 2 more, then maybe they'll have 1 green white checkered. But regardless, it's a tight window.
Yeah, for sure. How about Daniel Falkingham taking taking a lead here on the night? He's definitely been no stranger up here in the front. Obviously Matthew Baker, another one as well. They seem to have the rhythm down here tonight, but still quite a bit of racing left out here. Anything can happen. I know John Ward's also been up there near the front. He's been making his presence known up there near the front. John Ward electing to take the 3rd line way up there. I'm currently reading Ethan Collier in the pit. He's going to be the first guy to go into the pits here. And Malik currently riding in P14. He's riding the inside line right there. He's not too far back off these leaders. But he's still in contention out here.
Well, it seems like Garrett Maines is possibly having the same problem Malik's having.
They're rocking
A little bit
P10.
of front runner fever, I guess, because it seems like Matthew Baker's looking best out of that little side bet, but I think the pit's coming this time by Luke. I think at least we got a lot of them in right now. I think that backpack came in. I think
Yeah,
the
looks
leader's
like
coming
it.
in here.
Ward as well went in, so that's going to be currently P22 through P29 right now, but obviously all those positions.
Yeah, you know, we hear a lot of guys say that there can be too many going into the pits at once, so hoping we don't see that, but here they come, and they are
boy.
fanning. And we see some smoke already. All in all, not terrible.
Oh, Kyler Wynn gets pushed a little bit, and some of the guys get pushed a little bit, but they all hold it together. Good on them. And they're going to be in the pits right now, but Freddie Bassinez currently the leader out there from the pace car for all the cars going out, and John Ward's going to be behind him.
Yeah, and as you see your leaders taking off out of the pits, it's going to be Falkingham winning the race off of pit road, then Wynn, then Baker, then Jones, then Maines. So all good pits for them, getting fueled up and ready for the last 14 laps of this race.
And as they catch up to those leaders up there, Daniel Falkingham, Kyler Wynn, and Matthew Baker are going to be the top three. Looks like that second pit group is going to have the advantage out here as they're making things work there.
Yeah, and that's really going to mix things up. I don't know how many cars specifically is on that line, but as you can see, we're a lot more spread out. The top 20 are all running 3 seconds apart from each other. We'll tighten it up, I'm confident. How about Baker and Maines going to the high side, Falkingham hopping out in front. It's going to kill a little bit of speed on the inside, led by Kyler Wynn, but here comes Falkingham again back down. Malik Ray, the last car in that outside line of the lead pack. Whereas, I want to say that's David Flanagan on the inside. Kyler Wynn and Falkingham, your leaders right now, 12 to go.
Yeah, it's going to be 12 to go here. We've got a considerable amount of racing left out here, Kevin, but the window is going to start to shrink for some of these drivers a little further back. I know, well, now that's going to be Garrett Maines and Malik Ray, both riding in the top 10 now.
Yeah, how about this third line with Malik starting to work? It's going to be Malik Ray and Matt Lee, I think, out there on that one. We're starting to get it going. Like I said, this line has, or this group has really packed it back in. They were about 3 seconds apart from each other. Now they're about half a second as far as the top front 18 goes. And Matthew Baker, oh, he gets nailed.
Oh, and that's one car sideways
people
back
are
there.
gonna collect it. That's going to be a caution.
Yep, there it is. And yep, we're going to see some vehicles involved here.
As much as that caution might have, or as much as that, yeah, that hit for Matthew Baker might have hurt him, honestly, he was fading fast, so I don't know if a caution's the worst thing ever if he doesn't have any damage. We're gonna have to see how that one went, though. He got stranded out and just no speed, and people were coming with a lot of speed.
I mean, all things considered, it seems as though his vehicle's all right. A little bit of contact there on the rear, it seems, but he seems all right. We'll go ahead and go back there one more time as we try to get a read on who that was in that Dallas Cowboys car, but we'll hop to the overhead here and take a look. And yeah, just very difficult to get an accurate read of who all was involved there, but I'm not reading too many names, to be honest. It seems like it was only a couple vehicles involved back there, but regardless, we are going back live here, and we're going to see our third caution of the night, Kevin. How does that change things up here for these drivers?
Yeah, and the good news, we just saw all the green flag pits. So most of the pits are out of the way as far as fuel goes. The bad news, the guys that were on the right strategy really had a good advantage of about 3 seconds there, and it's gonna tighten it back up. So, who knows? Who knows how this is gonna affect the drivers? I think the guys in the second pack back are excited that the caution's flown. I think the guys that are up front are thinking, we could have stayed green there, even though they were the ones that caused the caution.
Yeah, definitely probably some mixed opinions here if this should, or a little bit of a mixed emotions for the drivers regarding the caution, but regardless, it happened, and we're on our third one of the night here, and we're seeing a lot of vehicles go into the pits here, Kevin. We're seeing, it looks like most of the cars from behind P15, it seems.
Yeah, and I think the thought process there is why not freshen up? You don't really have the positioning. Why not get a fresh car?
Yeah, I mean, if you can, why wouldn't you? Kyler Wynn is going to be your current race leader as it stands. It's going to be Dylan C. Jones behind him, Malik Ray in third place, Daniel Falkingham, Landon Velicky, and Garrett Maines, just to name a couple in that top running group. As it stands, though, some strong front runners out here, but still a decent bit of racing left out here, Kevin. It's going to be, I believe, 7 to go when we go green out here.
Yeah, and that's a country mile for some of these guys because they can make something happen in a quarter lap. So 7 laps, I mean, we could see somebody from the back of the pack make their way up in that amount of time. So by no means is any of these drivers out of it unless they got some damage or they're not on the lead lap or something like that. I think we're gonna see a lot different official results from what we see on the board right now. You never want to get up front too early.
Yeah, but then again, I guess only time will tell as we're going to be pacing around out here another time.
Yeah, and let's take a look and see who's running 20th to 30th real quick. I know we haven't taken a peek at that in a while because it's got the little bug issue, but
I'll go and give it a read here. Currently in P20, it's going to be reading Kenny McCullough, John Ward, Steinbach, Lee, Bassinez, and that's as far as we get without seeing vehicles in the
down
pits
a
right
lap.
now and down a lap. Yeah, so we'll.
Where's
most of them.
Where's Baker running?
Baker is currently running P26. He's just now leaving the pits.
You have a read on if he's lead lap?
And we'll go and check the split here and see if we can find out. And nope, he's still gonna be on the lead lap.
Okay. Not out of this one is Matthew Baker.
He was involved in that one pretty heavily, but his car still runs, and he's still gonna have a shot out here, so don't count him out. know, they're pacing around for the last time of this caution run through right now. Tyler Wynn and Dylan C. Jones going to be your leaders. Malik Ray and Daniel Falkingham on the line behind them. We got some strong leaders up in the front. It's definitely going to make for a very, very exciting last 7 laps, Kevin. I know I'm excited. We've been looking forward to this race all night. Both the heat races were very exciting, and it's led up to this. It's going to be exciting. They're going to be rounding turn 4. The pace car is going to be getting ready to head on in. We're going to be going green this time by with 7 to go. It's going to be the command of Kyler Wynn and Dylan C. Jones. We jump to the official with the flag as he gets ready to wave us green again. There's the green flag waving in the air. We're green out here at Talladega yet again for the RNR Series. Tyler Wynn with the lead currently, and they are off.
Yeah, how about Malik Ray on that inside? Him and Landon Velick keep really getting it going.
Yeah, they're starting
Tyler Wynn and Dylan Jones on the outside. Getting the speed down the backstretch.
Look at Malik Ray. He's taking charge of the inside line. They're starting to get a good run. Now, second line starting to get looked at here, it seems. We're going to be starting to consider that line, I think. Rightfully so, as we're approaching the closing stages of this race.
Ooh, the inside line getting a little touchy, but how about Garrett Maines opening it up to the third line? Falkingham's gonna join.
Yeah, they're going to start to get a serious amount of vehicles out there starting up. And seeing 4 wide up there in the third row.
And the third line's got a good bit of speed, but the inside's hanging on to it with Malik Ray and Landon Velicky.
And Malik Ray with a strong lead out there on the inside line currently. He's making things work.
Yeah, and that top line on the back straightaway, I mean, just unbeatable. But Kyler Wynn's gonna drop down in the second line. Falkingham's gonna lead the top, with Garrett Maines hot on his tail.
You know, so far so good we've seen out here since the caution. And we're getting a current read on. And I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's currently my dog sleep howling. Odie, wake the fuck up. We're racing.
Yeah, and how about Nick Seipel blew up? So that's our news. He had a good run going. Unfortunate to hear, but 4 to go. You know, Malik Ray looks to be the guy to beat. That inside line just getting the speed. He's going up to the second through the straights and the tri-oval, but it feels like that third line lost a lot of its momentum, Luke.
And that it does. They're really starting to make things work there on the little bit of contact there on that midline and overwrecking. There's a lot of cars loose back there, and the 4th caution is going to be out. Steve Sizemore, Nathan Harper was involved there. Kenny McCullough Jr., Sean Corbett's coming up on it. I think he's through. Oh boy, an unfortunate one there as we are on our 4th caution of the evening. We're going to have to go back and check that one out. They cross the front straightaway. Oh, and it happens behind him. We're going to have to look at maybe the entry of turn 1. Oh, and yep, the 03 goes hard into the wall. Oh boy, we're going to have to go back and look at the 03.
Oh, and I think I saw John Ward collect there at the end.
Who is the 03 there? Oh, that's Kenny McCullough Jr. He's running that high line, and oh, the number 30 taps the number 8 there, it seems. The number 8 hooks Kenny.
Maybe?
Kenny, it seems, though, stayed out of that pretty well, though. He got spun, but he didn't really take too much damage apart from getting hooked on his rear right side. So, I mean, all things considered, in terms of the actual contact itself, I think things could have went a lot worse for him. But we're jumping back live here. Malik Ray, currently going to be your race leader, followed by Kyler Wynn, Landon Veliky, Daniel Falkingham, and David Flanagan to read your top 5. And Garrett Maines peaking at P7. He's still not out of it, Kevin. I know you got a little something going on.
It seems like Malik Ray can't be beat, though, so, you know, not looking great. I can't lie to you. Still 2 laps of racing, though. Anything can happen.
Yeah, that ain't good, Kevin.
It's going to be a front row for Malik and Kyler. That's going to be hard to get around. I can't lie. If anybody can do it, though, it's going to be some of the guys like Daniel Falkingham, Garrett Maines, even Daniel Eberhardt. We know he's known to make some quick moves.
Yeah, I mean, in general, a lot of very strong drivers up here near the front going to be running up here when we go green this time. It's going to be some jam-packed action here near the end of this one, Kevin. No doubt in my mind. You know, Kevin, it's been an exciting one thus far. Maybe get another poll going in the chat. It's been a while since we've seen one. 3 to go.
Yeah, let me try to cook something up here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Devin. A lot of these guys have quite a bit of damage out here, so it's going to be very interesting to see how these guys shape things up here these last couple laps. Oh, and there it is. Both Kyler and Malik in the top 5. That's definitely an interesting one here. I'm going to take...
Running 1 and 2, but you know how these races finish.
I'm going to take no on this one. I'm going to say one of them gets either wrecked out or ends up taking a funky line and fading off. Not taking my guess on who, but I just know it's going to be one of them. be green when we get ready to go across the restart this time by. I do believe, yep, that's going to take us to our first green-white checkered of the night. We do have 3 available if it's... Hopefully it's not, but, you know. Very well could be. You know, Kevin, it's been an exciting one so far. It's all coming down to this one, and I know you say it every time. It's not about who leads the most laps, it's about who leads the last one. Malik Ray, I believe, is going to have the command of this one here on the outside line, it seems. And I mean, not a bad line for him to elect, as it's been running well all night, but Kyler Wynn also on that inside line. He's been one of the front runners tonight. It really could be anybody's race, even looking further back on the line.
Yeah, and pace car coming in. This is it, Luke. First green-white checkered of a possible 3. And going to the Geico restart zone for the 5th time tonight. We are going green at Talladega. Green, green, green. Here we go. Malik on the outside, Kyler on the inside, 2 to go. They're going up through the gears. They're already splitting off, trying to make anything happen.
I think that's going to disrupt the
We already
jump
see
there.
we already see the 3 wideness, and Malik Ray with a good jump. Kyler is able to come down behind them. They're gonna just push each other, as one would expect. This outside line trying to make something happen. They're getting a little bit of speed, not too much though. Inside line really dominating this one.
And they're making things work here early on that that inside line. Malik Ray gonna opt to take that
Ooh,
outside line now.
Falkingham. A little bit awkward with Malik, but it's gonna work regardless. And here comes Kyler Wynn on the inside. He's in your lead spot now, and he gets turned. Well, he's not getting a top 5.
Will we see the white flag? Will we see the white flag?
Yes, we
White
will.
flag is in the air, ladies
air.
and gentlemen. Malik Ray is going to be on the lead on the outside line. Landon Velicky is going to be your leader on the inside line now. And it seems as though I'm going to probably end up getting the under on that, both Malik and Kyler in the top 5. But currently Malik Ray with the lead on the outside line. Landon Velicky with the lead on the inside line. He's no stranger to the front runnings here. Malik Ray going to adopt to take the outside line. Oh, and Landon Velicky turns sideways, and they're wrecking all hell
and there
behind
goes
them.
the field.
The seas are parting, and Malik Ray's still going to lead the outside line. But how
How
about
about
David
Matthew
Flanagan
Baker?
on the
Here he
inside?
comes.
And Matthew Baker, he's making his way back up there. Third line's being created. A lot of wrecking still going on behind him. I'm seeing it. It's all sorts of fucking wrecking. It's insane. We're going 3 wide. They're fanning out. Malik Ray going to take the midline here. Ignore those official results because that is not true. And how about Flanagan getting a good run on the inside? And it's going to be a photo finish out here. We're going to have to go back and take a look at
Ray
that
winning
one.
this one unofficially.
Whew.
Oh.
And what an end to an exciting race out here. We're going to have to... I believe the final word is going to be Malik Ray as the leader out here. But we're obviously going to have to go back and take a look at that one because that was a wild checkered flag out there. Whew. Yeah, we'll go back just a little bit here. And you see it right there, Malik Ray winning by maybe a foot. Maybe a foot, getting it done over David Flanagan. But either way, what a run for him. And Dylan C. Jones getting a top 3. Daniel Falkingham getting 4th place. And Daniel Eberhardt getting 5th.
Take a look at our results.
Yeah, I was about to say, as the results come in now, there they are. What an exciting end to a race out here for Malik Ray getting it done. And what an exciting race out here. It's going to be Malik Ray getting the victory, David Flanagan, Dylan C. Jones, Falkingham, Eberhardt, Bassanez, Brambilla Baker, the Big Roost Walker. I see why you like saying that one, Kevin. Tucker McClendon, Hunter Hastings, Michael Guest, Velicki, McCullough, Harper, Sizemore, and Miles, just to name your top 18, as there was a lot of vehicles that made it to the finish line, but a considerable number that didn't, Kevin.
Yeah, and just looking back, I mean, that was a close one at the line. And .016 Malik Ray is going to get David Flanagan by, so.
Yeah, definitely a close finish out there. Good on Malik Ray for getting that one done. As I believe we're going to go and prepare for some post-race interviews here, hopefully, as we wait for the guys to scrounge together and get ready for those. But I mean, what an exciting end to two very exciting heat races. Obviously, I know I enjoyed the heat races out there almost as much as I did the main events. But either way, just a very exciting race altogether, Kevin.
Yeah, and it was super exciting. We're seeing if we can get any interviewees in here, Luke. I lost $5, but you know what? It's just money, dude. It's paper.
You're right, Kevin. It is just paper, and it just doesn't matter.
It holds no value to me. And we appreciate everyone in the chat. Good night to everyone that's leaving now. I know we're gonna try to get a couple interviews in before we hit the hay. I don't know if we're in the right spot because usually we do get some guys in here, but it's not looking promising so far, Luke.
No, I mean, it really isn't. But regardless if we get him in here or not, it was still a very, very exciting race here for Malik Ray. I mean, he had a great
Malik Ray's chilling in the hangout. Okay, now he's in the interview waiting room. Let's just get him in first, our race winner.
Yeah, let's get him on in here.
Hey, Malik, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
Good, how you doing, man? That was a hell of a win. It was a crazy finish. You opted to take that high line on the restart, and it seemed to pay off. The inside line kind of collapsed, and Dylan was able to push you to the finish. You want to talk us through how that finish went?
Yeah, man. I just tried to just stay up top. I knew that they were coming on the bottom and they were gonna have a good sized run. I think Kyler got something happened with like him and Landon, like his bumper got, it got like I don't know, like something
Yeah.
happened to him on the bottom, and then I just stayed up top, and then thankfully Dylan and Daniel were able to give me a good push through 3 and 4, and that's what helped me get the win. So
Yeah.
I appreciate both of them.
Yeah, it was a great race. Super exciting to watch from our point. The heat races were super fun, and then the main event didn't disappoint either. I personally bet against Luke. We like to put these polls up on the channel in the chat. I personally bet that you and Kyler were going to both get into the top 5 there. We put it up on the last restart. Didn't work out that way, but you were able to get the win. I know there's a lucky better. Someone took you as a race winner, so they're getting a little bit of cash. But other than that, I mean, just kind of a flawless race there. You were able to get it done. Any final thoughts on that one?
Not really, man. I just say shout out to Dylan and Daniel for their help down the back straightaway. I appreciate both of them, and Falkingham's help. Like the lap before, so I appreciate all you guys and you guys for broadcasting. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate it, Malik, and congratulations on the win.
All right, thank you, man.
Thanks. That was Malik Ray, your race winner. Let's get David Flanagan in here, and see what he has to say. I'm trying to see real quick. All right, here we go. Hey, David, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, it was a great race, a great restart there at the end. You made it from 6th all the way up to 2nd. Malik got you by, man, I don't know. I think it was like .016 at the line.
I want to say maybe a foot.
But regardless, it was a 2nd place finish for you, a great finish. And you want to talk us through how that restart went?
Yeah, I was just trying to get a good jump and not put myself further on the bottom, and I did that. So that was step 1 complete. And then I got scared there for a second because Malik and Kyler both went down, so it kind of shuffled me like further back on the bottom, and then Malik cleared up. So after that, it was on. I knew I had to get to Landon's bumper and pretty much stay as close as I could. If not, just push him at the slightest. And that's what happened. And then Kyler got netco bumper hooked from Landon, and then I did the same, getting pushed, and it just last lap. I mean, I feel bad for Landon there, but I mean, that's what ultimately happened, and that's how it goes sometimes, and it sucks, but we're here in second.
Yeah, and you know it was a great finish. We see a lot of these races with fast repairs, and it keeps a lot of the guys in it, but it also keeps the incidents up. It seems R&R is kind of the opposite of that, whereas you guys, you know, the cars are very important to keep clean out here, and it seems like the racing is kept clean because of it. You think that's a big factor on how a lot of these guys stay in the front because they can avoid those incidents?
Yeah, honestly, I love the races without a fast repair. Um, it just adds a whole lot more to the race and to the adrenaline, if you would say, like going 3 wide. I mean, there's more to it. Going 4 wide, there's more to it. Like, should you back out? Should you stay in it? Um, yeah, just rule of thumb for me, like if I'm not the pusher or like right in line from being in the front, then I usually just sit back and wait for something to happen. Because if not, you're just asking for trouble being 4 deep, 4 wide. So
Yeah, and you know, I got to agree. I do like the non-fast repair races. We've seen some fast repair races really get out of hand with a lot of the guys that just keep being able to repair the cars. I think our record's 26 cautions in a race. So regardless, I like the non-fast repair races, and I like what James puts on here. Congratulations on the second place finish. Congratulations on getting in the money, and thanks for the interview. Anyone you'd like to shout out before we get you out here?
yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'd like to shout out, of course, my team, the Jack Shack, Trev, Chris. Thanks for the help tonight, Devin. I know you were watching. You're probably commenting. Y'all for the broadcast, Chrome Racing, and yeah, Mike for the RC tonight. I felt like he did a pretty good job. So I'll shout you
Yeah.
out tonight.
Congratulations, David, and congratulations to Jack Shack. A super dominant night for them. I know the race with Jimmy, Chris and Trevor did really well, and you did really well tonight. So good things happening over at JSR. So congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yep, thanks. That was David Flanagan, your second place finisher by what can only be described as a very short distance. I don't know what exactly it was, Luke, but it wasn't long.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. It was a very, I mean, like I said, I'd say maybe around a foot, but it was tough to
How about
read,
we
obviously.
How about we get one last interview in? Let's get our P3 finisher Dylan Jones in here, see what he has to say about it. Hey, Dylan, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Sure do.
Hey, how about that race? I mean, you were able to run all the way from, or not all the way, you were able to get from 5th to 3rd there on the restart, but you were able to push Malik to the win and avoid the chaos. That was the name of the game there at the end, I want to say, because the inside line maybe getting some net code going, and you were able to avoid it and get into a podium finish. You want to talk us through how that one went down?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just finally had a little bit of luck for once after about a month and a half of no luck, and it just survived some wrecks. The cars are a little weird out there. I don't know if the update messed some stuff up, but there's a lot of net code and cars kind of jittery. I don't know. It was a bit of a survival at the end. Thankfully, we made it.
Yeah, and you know, it was a great race for you. It was a game of survival. I think we saw 4 cautions out here, but like I said with David, there's no fast repairs out here, so it's a lot more important to survive. You were able to do it, and you're able to get into a podium position, so congratulations on that. You know, thanks for the interview. Anyone you'd like to shout out before we get you out here?
Oh, thank you guys for putting on the broadcast tonight. I'll have to go back and watch myself not get wrecked for once. And thanks for RNR for putting on all the races for us.
All right, I appreciate it, Dylan, and congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
And you know, Luke, I said that was going to be our last interview, but I mean, we got to do it, right?
We gotta.
We gotta get Matt in here.
Get him on in here. Bring him in.
Hey, Matt, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, we usually like to get the top 3 in here, but we couldn't resist ourselves this time. First off, we want to thank you for the driver cam. We're new with the driver cam stuff, so we appreciate you stopping by and letting us test it out.
Yeah.
We had I want to say it was who was it? It was Tucker. Tucker was in here in our chat, texting and driving, saying that he would be down for a mid-race interview. And you know these guys in our chat, you give an inch, they take a mile.
Oh yeah.
No, everyone's asking for the Matt Baker mid-race interview. We didn't really know how to do it. We didn't know if we could talk to you through the driver cam, but we did want to bring you in here and thank you, and also, ask how you could get from the mid-20s to a P8 finish there on the restart.
It's just people keep blaming this car on netcode, and it's whatever. There are some times where the netcode's pretty horrendous, but it's just over pushing on the last lap, and I think that's what happened up front. And got lucky with it. Falkingham kind of cooked our temps up top there towards the end, so I had to go out 3 wide, and Malik made a good move in the trial. There was a lot of space there. When I moved up, so he cut to the inside, pushed me to the back, and then we got wrecked, fixed our damage, came back out, got a P8 with the 2 points I got, and Garrett not getting any points, though. It takes us into next week, and I have to win, and Garrett has to finish outside of the top 10. So it's going to be winner go home for me for the championship, but we're locked into the top 2, so I'm happy for that.
Yeah, and I can't help but think you got to thank me for the Garrett Maines DNF, because I was asked in the chat if I would like to make a $5 wager on a driver.
Oh,
and I was
bad
like,
idea.
Yeah, and I'm not a very lucky guy, so I picked Garrett, and
Yeah,
well,
the luck fell down on him.
yeah, and someone picked Malik, so I wasn't winning it anyways. But I'm not a very lucky guy. So
I would
the
have thought
luck
you would
did
have
fall
picked
down
me
on
with the
him.
luck I had.
Someone did pick you, actually. I think it
Well,
was it
yeah.
was Danny. I
Probably.
think that's who. It was either Danny or Devin, but regardless, a good recovery for you to get a couple points there at the end. Thanks for the interview, and thanks for the driver cam.
Yeah,
Anything
thanks,
you'd like
man.
to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, just thanks to Coast of Thunder and BG Motorsports, Baker and Son Construction. Thanks to Falk and Garrett there for the help at the beginning, and Matt at the end there trying to get us back up towards to the front. So top 10, I'll take it. Those are points, not money, but it's gonna be at least $350 in my pocket come next week. So happy with that, and excited to settle on myself and Garrett, both teammates, next week at Daytona in the Gen 7. It's going to be tough with Garrett. It's one of his best cars, being one of the former pros, but it'll be a good race for sure, and excited to go back and watch the broadcast and watch me mess up going for the win there, but it's all good.
And thanks again for the interview, Matt, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, man.
That was Matt Baker, finished 8th after being, I think it was 23rd or 24th, Luke, after going on the restart there at the end. So, a good finish for him, all in all, getting a couple points on the board. Closing in on Garrett, but what a race.
Yeah, definitely.
I really enjoyed that one out here tonight. I really do enjoy the RNR Money Madness series. Like I said, I love the No Fast Repair. It adds some drama to it.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you. It adds a completely different element out here. It makes the races entirely different, and really puts the drivers on their heads out here and makes them have to think a little more. But regardless, it was an absolute blast out here, Kevin. I know I always have a good time out here. I don't know about you, but they always seem to bring the thunder every time we do a race out here with the Roughneck Racing, and I'm going to be excited to come back here again next week.
Yeah, and I am too. I think it's going to be a super exciting closeout to the season, and I think that's about all from R&R for tonight. I'd like to point out that we do have SSK on Friday night at, I think, going green at 12 Eastern, midnight Eastern, so that's going to be the Big Dog Race 2 following PGR. And then Saturday, I think we're going to be doing SSK Invitational. I don't know what time that goes green. Stay tuned on the YouTube for details on that. And then Sunday, Luke, it's going to be the season closer at CMS, Colburn, in the Hunts on Davis Braun. So that's going to be another exciting race. That's about all we have scheduled for the next few days, though.
Yeah, either way, some exciting events coming up here for Ninth Gear Broadcasting, and an exciting end to a very exciting race out here with the Roughneck Racing Money Madness Series. I believe that's going to about do us out here for the night. Big thanks for R&R for putting this thing on and giving us an exciting race out here to come back to week after week, and big thanks to the drivers for making it a very